Ashley Raffel, and I am the Director of Math and Science for elementary and middle schools. And today I want to show you how you can access everything you need for curriculum materials. And there are actually two ways I'm going to show you how to do that. One way will be by accessing our grade level blueprints, and the second way will be through our Google Drive folder system. So I'll start with the blueprints, which I think personally is the easiest way, but I want to show you both because, it's always helpful to have more than one way to do things, especially if you prefer one way over the other. So this right here is our KSL, KIPP St. Louis Curriculum 2021 folder. It has, or will have, everything we need for curriculum. So to access the blueprints, you're just going to go to this very first folder called K-8 Grade Level Blueprints. I'm going to double click that to open it up. And then you can see one spreadsheet for each grade level. These spreadsheets will contain tabs for each subject that are designed to be one-stop shops. So I'm going to just use an example to kind of walk you through how you'll find things. Let's go ahead and start with 4th grade. So I'm going to double click this 4th grade blueprint. And you can see how it opens up to our first tab, which is for math. When these are completed, which they're still being built out, but once they're completed, they'll have one tab for each subject. So math, science, reading, every subject will be included in here. And you can see each day has a lesson objective linked along with a few other things. So I'll just take a minute to walk you through this. Let's say we are looking at this day here in row 56. This is Monday, August 31st. If I go over here to columns F and G, I can see that on this day in math, we're teaching Unit 1, Lesson 2. Here is my lesson objective, and then here are the standards that I am addressing. These 3 columns over here are where you'll find lesson resources. So I'm teaching Unit 1, Lesson 2. When I click this folder, it will bring up all of the lessons for Unit 1. I'm just looking for Lesson 2 though, so when it pulls up, I will be able to just click on Lesson 2, and I see it right here. This is L2, which stands for Lesson 2, Unit 1, Grade 4 Math. And I'm going to just double click this, and it should pull up the PDF. And these are all PDF form this year, so for anyone who was here last year and had to deal with all of the funky formatting from going from Word to Google Docs, that has hopefully been solved with having these in PDF form now. So that is my lesson plan for Unit 1, Lesson 2. But because we're virtual, we know there are a ton of other things we need. So if you go back to the blueprint, I can show you that those are actually here too. So this link right here, you can see is the 4th grade Unit 1, Lesson 2 slide deck. This is not editable. It's just AS version. If you had wanted to make any adjustments to this, you would have to make your own copy. But the beauty of this is that you likely won't have to make too many adjustments because everything is created for us, or could be revised in Nearpod. So the slide decks are there just as a way for you to preview the lesson, see what's going on, see what your kids will see in Nearpod. But then we actually have the Nearpod link over here too. So if you click this link, it will bring you directly to Nearpod, where you can add it to your library and then do any sort of edits you need to and run through the session. So in just these 3 columns here, we have the lesson plan, we have the Google Slides, and we have the Nearpod. Then over here in column M, we have the word problems that students will use in math stories. Just like I had last year, and just like for those of you who were here last year, there was a Google slide that had each Math Stories problem. That again will be something that I create for you all, and it will go right here in column N. Those are not yet finished, but they will be soon, and as soon as you see links in here, know that it will just be a slide that has this one story problem on it. But those are coming soon, and that will be how you access those. So everything you need to prepare for and teach your lessons should be accessible in this blueprint here, which is really hopefully something that helps you be efficient with time. One more thing I'll note that I want to show you is AF is currently creating these Nearpod sessions and slide decks for the year as we speak. So throughout the year, I'll continue to update these. You can see starting at Unit 2, there's nothing here. There's nothing here because it hasn't been created yet, but I will link it as soon as it is created. If you ever click on a link and you're like, wait a minute, this is the wrong lesson, please flag me and I will address it. But I also want to show you that you can actually find the resources as well so that you're not waiting on me to respond. Up here in column K is Navigator's Nearpod lesson bank. So if you click this, all of the Nearpod sessions that they've created so far are housed in here. Now, I'm just kind of showing you this as an FYI. You shouldn't expect to have to come here every time. I am committing to putting them in the blueprint. But we're all human, we all make mistakes, and if there's ever something that's not in the blueprint that should be, you can ping me, and then you can come over here to see if it exists in this document. So I can see on this pink tab at the bottom, this is 4th grade. Here are all of the lessons they've created so far, and columns A and B tell you which unit and lesson the resources are for. Another thing to note is, as I showed you, Unit 2 in 4th grade didn't have anything linked yet, and it looks like they will have these resources ready 8/14. So as soon as those are up, I will link them in the blueprints. But if you ever need anything, this is a tool you can use as well. And again, I got to that by just clicking in the blueprint, this little Google Slides text, which is a link. So that is how you access materials using our blueprints. I'm hoping that this will be a helpful tool for you. And if there's anything that you can think of that would make it more useful, by all means, please let me know. These have kind of evolved over time, and I would love to make them even more effective for you. So I am going to X out of here. And like I said, there are 2 ways you can access our curriculum. One, I just showed you, which is through the blueprints, but the second way is through our Google Drive folder system. And I can walk you through that system as well. So here is our KSL curriculum drive. You can see all of the different folders, but we are talking about math, so I'm going to click on this KSL, which stands for KIPP St. Louis Math folder. I'm going to double click it, and then I'll have some options. Here we have Arc of the Year resources if you're looking to learn more about the way that we're structuring our year. This is a lot of resources for coaches and things like that. This folder here is ES Math 2021. That stands for Elementary School Math. So this would be the one you want to go to. And then within this folder, we have a few other folders. We have this Math Stories curriculum folder. And then we also have this Math Lessons resource folder. So Math Stories, that's the word problems you do every day. And then Math Lessons, that's the longer chunk of math where you have either the exercise-based lesson or the game intro lesson. If I click on this Elementary Math Lessons resource library, it's going to open up a whole nother set of folders. There's a lot of really helpful things here, but what I want is this curriculum materials. So again, there's a lot of different options. which is why I tried to put everything in the blueprints, because this is really kind of cumbersome to go through all of these steps, and the blueprints are more of a one-stop shop. But if you ever need anything, you can always look in these folders as well. The curriculum we are using is the original Navigator Math Lessons curriculum, this first folder. We are not using the expanded Navigator Math Lessons. Those are for regions that aren't taking any quizzes and are having 5 lessons a week. We are having 4 lessons, so we want this original curriculum. So I'm going to click on the original curriculum. And again, it goes by grade. There's 2 folders for each grade. One has the PDFs, which I've linked directly into the blueprints, based off feedback from last year that it was really hard to format the Word docs. But if you prefer the Word docs, they're also here. And then once you open up the folders, let's go, we can try second grade this time. Once I open up the folder, I only have one option to pick, so I'm going to pick it. And then it goes by unit. So beginning of the year, we'll start with Unit 1. You can see also down here we have homework. There's the guide to implementing, which is really helpful, and even some more practice work problems down here. Those are more just things that can be used during any unit. But we're going to go to Unit 1 since that's what we'll use in the beginning of the year. And then you can see all of the lessons that are there for you. And you would just obviously pick the one from the blueprint that you're looking for. So that's how you would find the actual lessons that you teach, either EBL or GIL. They're all here in these folders. But I want to show you just quickly the Math Stories folder as well. So I'm just navigating back to the curriculum folder. We want math. And then we want elementary school math. And if you ever wanted any resources beyond just the word problem for Math Stories, it would be in this first folder here. So if you're doing Math Stories, that one problem of the day, the word problem where kids are solving, if you wanted to find some more resources to support you here, this folder is where you would look. There's the Math Story Guide and the Math Story problem sets. So I'm going to click on the problem sets. And again, this is one giant document that has tons of information, but this is also the document that I got all of the word problems that are in the blueprints from. So this one gives you a little bit of guidance. It might give you some questions to ask. There's tons of really great information here that is just kind of, if you choose this adventure, it's there for you. So I have just showed you the 2 ways to access materials, either through the grade level blueprints or through our Google Drive system. And then the rest of the session you will complete in Nearpod, and you'll be able to get to test some of this stuff out. As always, please feel free to reach out to me with any questions. You will have my contact information at the end of the Nearpod. Thank you.